group, so trying to. Mr. Storm, if you call the roll, please.
Ms. Least.
Here.
Mrs. Sweet.
Here.
Mr. Bear.
Here.
Mr. Whitaker.
Here.
Mr. DeVoli.
Here.
Mr. Hanna.
Here. We do have enough for a quorum this evening, and if it can join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For those of you new in here this evening, we do have a new member in council, and it's Mr. Christian DeVoli. We appreciate everybody that was here the other night that interviewed. We look forward to seeing you in the future on different projects with the village itself. So, one thing to get this a little bit of house cleaning in order is Mayor Howard is out this evening. Whenever he's out, the council president steps in as president pro temp, and we will see Mayor at the next meeting. So, do we have any additions to the agenda this evening? Seeing none. If I could have you look over the minutes of the prior meetings, and I'd entertain a motion to accept and second, please.
I'll move that we accept the Tuesday, May 27th minutes as presented.
I'll second.
You can call the roll, Mr. Storm.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. DeVoli.
Yes.
Mr. Hanna.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
And then we need one for
And
a
then
special meeting.
I'll move that we accept the meeting minutes from Thursday, June 5th as presented.
I'll second. Okay, you got three choices. Pick one. Whoever you want.
All right, if we can call the roll, please.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. DeVoli.
Yes.
Mr. Hanna.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Storm, if you have a financial report this evening.
Yes, financial reports and settlements for the month of May are distributed. As of month end, our fund balances are as follows. General fund, $258,079.96. Street fund, $22,746.61. Our police revenue levy fund, $161,875.70. Our special revenue fund, $6,968.33, and water operating has $440,294.19. Total of all funds available, $936,648.45. I will bring your attention to the police levy balance, the $161,875. Because of being down a levy from previous years, that balance is lower than we'd like it to be, so I am going to start doing payroll for one police officer out of the general fund starting next pay. We had appropriated that, I just haven't done it yet, trying to see how things balanced out, but we will move one pay over there.
Starting when?
Next
pay?
Next pay.
All right.
Do you have anything else notable?
Nothing else notable. We're still working through the life insurance issue. The voluntary life invoice came in, it still isn't correct, so we're plugging along. I know Christie's deep in the weeds on finding a new provider, but until that happens, we've paid the bill for the voluntary portion at least, just to keep that going.
I'll move that we accept the bank reconciliation for May as presented.
A second.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Whitaker?
Yes.
Mr. DeVoli?
Yes.
Mr. Hannah?
Yes.
Ms. Least?
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll do that.
Before I end my report, I did include with the minutes and the financials a draft resolution if you would like to proceed with putting the police levy on the ballot again in the fall. Those do need to be certified at the Board of Elections by August 6th. It takes 2 meetings for us to do everything, so I wanted to get it in front of you sooner rather than later. There's still time to proceed at the next meeting if that's what you'd like to do. But it is for you to look over. The numbers that I put in there are the same as what was going to be on in the spring.
Okay.
If anyone would like to change that at all, that's certainly something we can do. I just wanted to kick off that conversation so we didn't miss a deadline.
And it was August 6th was the deadline?
August 6th is the deadline, yeah. It's the day after if there would be a special election in August. I don't think anybody's going to have one, but
It's 90 days before the November election, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Would you want to just go ahead and vote on this evening then?
that is up to you, Mr. President.
Is any reason why we would not go ahead and do that and try to get it rolling?
No. I mean,
I don't have any issues with that.
we have to put it
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
on the levy.
It has to go back on, yeah.
Would you like me to read it into the
Yeah,
record?
if you'd read it.
Okay. A resolution of necessity, resolution requesting certification from the county auditor pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.03. I would draw your attention to the be it further resolved section. This is the purpose of the resolution for providing and maintaining motor vehicles, communications, other equipment, buildings, and sites for such buildings used directly in the operation of a police department for the payment of or salaries of permanent or part-time police, communications, or administrative personnel to operate the same, including the payment of any employer contributions for such personnel under sections 145.48 or 742.22 of the revised code, or for the payment of other related costs. This would be a 5-year levy, first levied this year, first collected next year, and the approximate rate or the millage rate would be 1.75 mils.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, equates to the old 2.5 mil levy. What we would receive would be a very similar number.
The receipts would be, I can't say identical, but it would bring in an equivalent amount to what the old levy did, which it was generating a higher rate. But because of increases in property valuations, since that levy was initially put on, it takes a lower millage rate to collect the same amount of money.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And if you call roll, please.
I need a motion in a second.
I make a
President.
motion that, do we need to waive the 3 reading rule, or?
We do.
Okay. I make a motion that we waive the 3 reading rule.
I'll second.
Mr. DeVoli,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll need a motion.
We can get moving on that one, so that takes
We'll
care
have
of
to
that.
make a
Oh, we need a
motion.
motion.
Move forward. Make a
Need a
motion.
motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution of necessity for putting it back on the ballot.
And I'll second.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. DeVoli.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome, and I will get you what resolution number that will be when we go look through the books to see so it has a
Okay.
permanent number for us. And then I'll submit that to the county this week.
Thanks,
Okay.
Rob.
Thank you.
All righty. We have no presentation this evening. Are there any communications? Seeing none, staff reports. Kevin?
All right, thank you, Mr. President, council, residents. The first item's the May Mayor's Court Report. For the month of May, we had 1 case, a zoning case. Total funds received for the month, $1,252.50. Year-to-date, $9,399.75. Total remitted to the state, $141.50. Year-to-date, $796.50. Total remitted to the village for the month, $1,106.50. Year-to-date, $8,574.75. Brings us back to the total dispersed of, for the month, $1,252.05. And year-to-date, $9,399.75.
I'll move that we approve the mayor's court report as presented.
I'll second.
Now, we only had one case in mayor's court, you said?
One zoning, it appears. Okay, you'll call the roll, please?
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Baird.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. DeVoli.
Yes.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item is Skyline Drive. I just want to remind everybody that vacant lot at the, or let everybody know, I should say, the vacant lot at the Skyline Drive has been purchased. There was plans submitted for a house to put on there. She has had her plans submitted to the health department for the septic and leach field, which has been approved. There is a BZA meeting for a variance for her house, a square footage variance. That meeting is scheduled Wednesday, the 25th at 6:30. The minimum square footage in that area, R2 area, is 1,300 square feet. She wants to ask for a variance for 1,100 square feet. So just a couple hundred square feet difference. So had been having a lot of calls since I've started working here on that, and it's just been an issue with the health department, septic placement, and all that kind of stuff. So
When did you say that meeting was?
Wednesday, the 25th at 6:30.
This is the one at the end of Skyline, right by the cemetery,
Cemetery,
correct?
If you drive up
The-
there, you can see
The one that's
stakes and
solid underneath? That one? Yeah.
Solid.
Solid. underneath.
It's rock.
Solid rock.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
rock.
oh.
Yeah, it's solid.
But
It's gonna be noisy for a while when they dig into it to put the underground
I'm just happy
stuff in.
to see a house possibly go in there, you know.
It'll be forever, yeah.
So, but yeah, she sent all her plans in. Everything, the setbacks meet our regulations. The square footage did not, just 200 square feet less.
And our
But
minimum
the
square footage
pictures
is,
of what's that?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say our minimum square footage is 1,325?
1,300.
Or 1,300, okay.
And she's asking, her house is
1,100.
1,100 square feet. So, yeah, she sent pictures in of what it's gonna look like. It's pretty nice, in my opinion, so. But, like I say, the BZA will have to decide on that, so.
Right.
Next item, the generator, for the water plant, we have an issue with the tariff issue on that right now. So it's kind of on hold for now. It's been handed over to our attorney. They were charging us astronomical tariff on that in the sum of $14,000. So we're kind of deciding, well, that puts us over the bid amount. So it'll have to go out for bid. And I talked to the contractor where we ordered it from, letting him know that, you know, unless they want to reduce the tariffs, you know. I have not heard from him, but I sent him shared a letter with them from our attorney explaining that they would have to, you know, reduce the tariffs a bit to get it underneath the bid, or we can't accept it and it'll have to go out for bid. So I haven't heard anything back from him since I sent that letter to him late last week, so we'll see what happens. So, but we were supposed to get it delivered this week, but it's not happening. So till that gets resolved. So kind of a shock. You know, they had it broke down. I asked if they could break down, you know, what costs, you know, we had to pay for the tariffs, you know, but they broke it down for each country that parts came from. Well, that's not what we wanted, and that's not what the attorney asked for. He wanted to see what parts cost, you know. So we're waiting to see if they can break that down, and we know they can, but they say they can't, but they can. So we're waiting. Green Vista, I met with the third contractor out there today for the just the portion that we're trying to get under the AT&T conduit there at the intersection of Green Vista. So I'm hoping to get his quote here either later this week, and we'll go from there. But we're trying to get that portion of it done, and then I'll be, like I said before, I'll be putting in for the rest of the project for OPWC. So, in your packet you have it says 2024 village or Enon fees. In the one column is what we currently are charging fees for the various items. And I know I mentioned sometime last year about, looking into raising those fees, especially like the BZA. Just for example, the ad that we just put in for this BZA meeting is costing us $90 to $95 to put in the paper. And it's not a large ad. It's a one of the smaller ones we had to put in. And I remember one ad last year we had to put in, it was more extensive. I think it was a legal notice. It was well over $150. So it varies. I think from $90 to $125 usually for an ad for BZA, Planning Commission, things like that. So, but that just gives you, the first column, like I say, is what we're charging now. The column to your right is what Christy and I just kind of discussed, a suggested increase. I would like you to maybe review those at your leisure and, have a discussion at a future date to possibly raise some of those, if not all of them. So take a look at that, if you please. That'd be great.
What's the golf cart fee? Is that like an inspection?
Yes.
The underspeed vehicle to get the
Yes.
decal.
We get a lot of them coming. The BMV lets people know, out of town people know,
Right.
hey, Enon inspects. Well, they come down here and it's, only $10 currently. So it's like, they know we're cheap and they bring them down, but that's up to you guys if you want to increase it, but that's.
So that's just for the sticker and to fill out the sheet that then you have to return to the BMV to
get the license
title.
plates, yes,
Or
get the title,
licensed,
yeah. Mhm, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Also in your packet, there's the land use agreement. I know the last meeting we had the gentleman come in, or a couple meetings ago, the gentleman come in talking about he wanted to set up a 10 by 10, like a vendor. And I was called our insurance company to get their input on what their thought was, and they, naturally said you have to have some sort of land use agreement, which we already had in place. And she listed out some things that they require, especially item number 3, which we already had that in place as well. So we have something in place if council so desires to pursue that, where people are allowed to set up on public property, like in the park or something like that. I know that Jeremy mentioned about maybe doing it once a month or certain days of the month or whatever. So that's up to council to discuss, but we do have the agreement in place already that people use.
Okay. Have you seen this already? Okay. We'll make sure and get you a
I'll make
copy of
you a
that before
copy.
we,
Yeah.
before we finish up.
Office will be closed Thursday, June 19th. And on June 19th, Brent Huntsman will be here with the BZA committee to do BZA training. Anybody can come. It's open to the public. He's just going to come in and kind of run through maybe how a meeting should be ran and, things to look for, things like that. So he's willing to come in and do that. I think it's going to be a good, beneficial training for the people involved. So
19th at what time, Kevin?
6 to 7. 6 to 7.
Okay. All right. We probably get that on our Facebook page, so that way,
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
Last thing I have is welcome Mr. DeVoli, and I'd like to invite you at your leisure at a time where it's good for you to maybe pop in during the day and meet the employees, and I can take you down to the water plant and just kind of show you around down there, or street department, just kind of let
great.
you know how things go.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, just let me know.
Have we heard anything or have any updates on the West Main Street property with the realtor or anything?
Have not.
Have not, okay. Any questions for village administrator, Kevin? Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Wise, glad you
Good
made it
e-
back tonight.
Good evening, Mr. President, Council. We'll start off with the May 2025 stats. There was 74 total calls, 19 assists with other law enforcement, 3 assists with other agencies, and 2 assists with fire and EMS. There were 39 traffic stops, 34 issued warnings, 4 citations went to municipal court, and 1 to mayor's court. There was 3 reports taken, 1 of them being an assault. And we had 92 business checks and 82 details that the officers done throughout their shifts. I spent the last 2 days up in Columbus for the School Safety Summit. A lot of interesting businesses that we talked to and different things. I did speak with a business about the metal detectors. He wants to set an appointment to come down to see what the area is and what we're needing it for. I told him it would be definitely next year before we even considered making the purchase. So, but he still wants to come down and see the area, what we're wanting. They're very portable. They're battery powered, so we're not running electric cords. The one he had up there, they're 18-hour batteries, but we could take them different locations. So like if with National Night Out being at the park, we could actually take it down there to have it there, or any of the events that we have, we can run people through metal detectors if we needed to. So, but that's about it.
Okay. Any questions for Lieutenant Wise?
Is there any word from the school yet on the cameras?
I've got the signature from the superintendent. I just got to reach out to Flock and get all the information to them. Yes.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Any committee reports this evening? None? Old business? A real quick blurb about the park. Thanks, Kevin, and tell our people in the township we appreciate what they did to get the pathway around the back of the park. It's now accessible. It's rough, but it's still where you can make laps around the north side of the Warden's Ditch. So that's about 1.8 mile if you want to take the entire circumference or perimeter. So it's make sure you got your boots on once you get back in the back corner. It's a little soft back there, but we're working with that now. But the guys did a good job back there and cutting out a couple different options even in the path and in the back corner. So thank you. Okay. We have no executive session. At this point, do we have any comments from the public? If so, raise your hand and step up to the microphone. Nothing? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Just second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. No. Okay, thank you. Appreciate everybody coming out this evening.
Here we go.
Here we go.